So what are some warning signs that this may be headed your way in the marketing organization? One thing you sort of referred to that I think is a common one is a change in leadership, change in the organization. So you kind of had things agreed to, quote unquote, whether you did a great job of that or not. You kind of all have, the reports are set up a certain way. You know when people are going to get frustrated or not at various levels, and then there's a shakeup. So maybe a change in management or the organization is one thing. Are there other things that you can kind of smell in the air that you think, well, we're about to have yet again this age-old tangle with sales and marketing, so that you can kind of anticipate them and work to alignment earlier or realignment earlier?
Yeah, a couple of things about that. One is it's very possible that you could end up with your back against the wall, and there aren't a lot of good warning signs. I've seen that happen where I don't know if it's because it's denial or it's just focused on other things, but if you're a more marketing person, especially if you're the marketing leader, and you're not mindful to that this is important, that at the board level, you're going to have to, I'm giving you money.
Sure,
That's the attitude. I'm giving you money. You need to tell me what I'm getting for it.
for
Right.
sure. Yeah,
And so the signs are, I mean, there's little places along the way where it's going to start to, manifest board meetings, board preparation, right? If there's whether it's change or not, if the board is expecting you to contribute 70% of the pipeline for new logo, if that's what they're expecting, and you come in and you don't have that and you consistently don't show it's going to get you. And at that point, either you have to find some unnatural way to create pipeline if you can, or start looking for a job, or get them to
yeah.
change the way they measure. Right? What are your options at that point? That last one, getting them to actually stop and take on another way to measure, that's a tough one. That doesn't happen overnight. That's like a culture
Yeah.
thing of
How
getting
do you do that? What
sales.
would you say are the components of making that happen? Obviously, you're making
Man,
to a certain extent you're making a case, right? What would
yeah.
you say are important to have in that
We
conversation?
might as well shoot for the moon here, or shoot for the
Yeah,
stars. It really gets back to the really core element or the core essence of what marketing should be doing. Right? How do you know marketing is doing the right thing? Ultimately, if you've got a marketing team that has the ability, their whole charter is to test, measure, learn, optimize, repeat. If they're doing that and they've got good measures and good tools, and tools are pretty good to do that at this point, and if your data is good enough, if I was a CEO or a board, the first thing I would ask my marketing leader is like, you need to show me how you continuously measure, optimize, test, and do better. That's what I want to see. And if I see that, then I have confidence in you, and you can keep showing me that that's working. I'm pretty much good with you. Getting the board or getting those guys to do that, it isn't an hour meeting. It's something different. It's You have to shift their view of marketing from you guys are the people that just like create pipeline, and if you're not doing that, then we're just going to get rid of you. It's not quite that black and white, but you get the idea. You have to change that mindset from that. And the way you do that is that you have to start with some kind of a plan that you've developed that's a roadmap to how you're going to change their thinking. It requires meetings dedicated to this stuff. And I think the biggest problem or the biggest challenge to that is getting them to actually sit down and pay attention and listen because they're busy too. Now,
sure.
if I was to get back into the CMO world, I mean, I did it for 20 years. If I was going to do it again, the first thing I would do coming into a gig, or even before I accepted a gig, it would be like, we need to get agreement for how I'm going to be measured. We're going to get specific about that before I ever walked in, because once you're in, you're a marketing leader, your honeymoon's over like in a matter of months at
That's
best.
right.
And they're
Well,
expecting you to
it's so
do things.
critical. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
I was just going to say, they're expecting you to actually deliver while you're figuring everything out,
yeah,
and the clock is running way faster than you think it is. But man, if you haven't got agreement on how you're going to get measured, or if that measure is not attainable, it's a predictable ending. It's just a matter
yeah.
of when it's going to end.
No situation on the ground is ever any better than they told you in the interview process, right? There's always more
No,
to
no.
contend with or something. And so you think, even if you kind of have I've got a pretty, rapid, uh, uh, you know, a strategy of rapid deployment improvement that I'm going to lay down.